Hello, I'm Adam, hailing from partsFUNknown, and welcome back to part 2 of No Rolls Barred. This one-shot is all set in Victorian England, and things are about to get truly horrifying. Take it away, Tom.
Hello, and welcome back to part 2 of Cruel Britannia Wrestling, where the big boys are big boos. I'm Tom Dread of Creative here at CBW, and these are our players.
I am Luke, and I am playing Robert Scrood, the veteran class.
I'm Lolo, I am playing Demonique, and I am the addict.
I'm playing the Raven, the iconoclast.
Hey up, cockers! It's me, Adam, playing Invisible Man Helsing, who's also the iconoclast.
I'm Ollie, I'm playing Danger Bone, and I'm a monster.
Right, let's do a fight. We find ourselves back in the fighting pit of Cruel Britannia Wrestling as a small group of stagehands wheel on a large wheeled case of as yet unknown things. Leading the way in front of these hands, a man hidden from the public eye by wreaths of bandages and layers of wool. The Invisible Man Helsing takes center stage.
Hey up! We doing all right? Cool. The lovely people at Most Trendy Victorians, or MTV as they like to be known, would like me to show all of you my collection of fine trinkets that I've collected from a life of monster hunting. Ooh! So, let me see. Now, I've got Grapula's fangs. That's the newest addition to the collection. Put them there. Here we've got the hide of Dr. Jekyll. Ooh. And here we've got a grotesque oil painting of Danny Dorian Gray. That's disgusting, isn't it? Then we got these 3 stuffed hounds of the Baskervilles, including the leader, who's a really big dog. Then we got the mask that the phenom of the opera wore, which he had to wear after large Father V crushed his orbital bone. And we got the elephant gun of Alan Jones Quatermain, a villainous explorer dedicated to proving the flatness of the earth. Then we've got the heart of Edgar Allan Jones Poe, a villainous writer dedicated to proving the flatness of the earth. We've got Heathcliff's dick, and a handbag containing the brain of Wild Oscar. And finally this, a signed copy of Confessions, the 4th studio book of ballads from the House of Usher. That's a really deep cut. But there is room in my collection for one last trophy. I promise in front of all of you that I, Invisible Man Helsing, shall clip the Raven's wings.
As you say this, a small black bird has been perched on one of the balconies of the arena, cocks its ear, flutters up into the sky, and flutters down back through the ramp backstage, where it settles on the shoulder of a waiting raven. Its beak leans into the raven's ear, opens and closes quickly, makes a sort of chirping, hissing sound.
It's nice when the prey comes to you.
And then another bird lands on your right shoulder, and another, and another, and another, until a flock of jet black avian nightmares settle like a court of subjects around the impressive figure of the Raven, the worst killer London has ever known.
Sagittarius to go. And then the promise, what you promised me, shall come true. We will reach the higher plane. What? No, I must not be mad. I can't be. You helped me escape the tower. And now we're here. 11 down. Streets filled with blood. 1 to go.
And as the cacophonous song of the ravens fills the night air, and as the stagehands wheel the trophy case of Invisible Man Helsing backstage, a new set of wheeled vehicles make their way on, led by a dapperly dressed man covered in feathers and scales and hides of all kinds. Ladies, gentlemen, swirls his hand and takes a deep bow. I am your humble servant, Dr. Yif, and this is my monstrous menagerie. Marvel at the heavy hooves of Snapmare. And this sort of big, lean woman whose bottom half is just 2 horse legs stamps and pats on the ground and goes and bats her head against the rails on her enclosure. Swoon at the dashing good looks of Handsome Crab. And the most beautiful man you've ever seen in your life, except for the fact that he has 2 massive crab claws instead of arms, looks up and clips as audience members throw roses and flowers and people faint at his beauty in the audience. And fear the destructive power of the apes of wrath. And a group of assorted simians jump up and down, beating their chests and banging against the bars in another wheeled cage. But we are welcoming today a new addition to our little family. The most dangerous beast of all, man. Ladies and gentlemen, debuting at Cruel Britannia Wrestling tonight, the Danger Bone. And gestures towards your cage, Danger Bone. What are you doing in your cage right now, Danger Bone?
I'm looking directly at the sort of guy who's trapped us all here, and I then start to just throw myself at either side of the cage, like really getting a run up and throwing my whole body at it.
Okay, make a power roll.
Power is +2, which really helped there because it's an 8.
Nice. After boom, 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 like throwing this lean, muscular animal form back and forth from wall to wall to wall, hearing the wood splinter and crack and groan with every impact. Finally, after half a dozen attempts, after like your body starts to bruise slightly from the effort, there is an almighty crunch as your powerful, monstrous frame breaks through the side of your enclosure, and you are now standing free in the center of the arena. Dr. Yif, in a panic, I didn't plan for this, runs as fast as he can to the side of one of the enclosures and just pulls really hard on a bolt. A ramp flops down, you hear a and then Snapmare comes charging out headfirst towards you.
I'm just driven by rage right now. I'm driven by the rage of seeing whatever was on the other side of that portal when Julie Lovely had that man approaching. The fury is still in me. I'm just driving me to do everything. So I hit a full moon, which is a spinning discus clothesline straight into Snapmare.
That will be spinning discus clothesline is pretty rad. That's going to be I would say a work roll.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of the spin.
That's a 5 then.
Snapmare ducks under your swinging arms on these very flexible, powerful horse legs and goes for the mule kick. Basically, she spins around on one foot and then kicks back with a heavy, powerful leg, connecting straight into your sternum and knocking you back onto the ground. Careful there, Snapmare. He's a bit unstable, yells Dr. Yif.
this guy's being a prick. I'm ignoring Snapmare, and I'm just going to start going for the cage. I'm going to try and rip the cage open for the. I'm not going to war with these other poor creatures who have been trapped just like me. I'm going to go for the menagerie man.
Okay, you're just heading straight for Dr. Yif.
Yeah. I'm tipping him over.
So what exactly are you trying to do?
Just some general rage first, some shaking, and then I'm going to push. So it's going to fall on its side.
So you're going to try and pull, is it your enclosure on top of Dr. Yif?
Oh, I thought he's inside the enclosure.
No, he's still out and about. He's ran behind the
sorry.
back of one of them.
I thought he was smarter than that. No, I'm just going after him then. I thought there was bars in between me and him.
Dr. Yif is not known for his brains. In which case, what are you trying to do when you get to him?
I'm gonna sink my teeth into his neck.
That is a real roll for sure.
Damn real. That is though. Oh, it's a 7.
Okay, that just about does it. Yeah, you just as Snapmare is getting back onto both feet, you completely avoid her spear straight across the arena, straight towards Dr. Yif. Barely has time to register you before your fangs sink into his neck. As they do so, he reaches out desperately for another bolt and pulls very hard on a big, thick metal lock. Another door clunks open, and as he rasps and coughs up blood as he says so, "Handsome crab, protect daddy!"
Right.
And then more people in the audience swoon at the good looks of Handsome Crab as he sidesteps out of his box onto the arena. He immediately reaches out to grab you around the back of the neck with a claw to pull you away from his master, his paternal figure. It's time for the long arm of the claw, and starts to pull you back. What are you doing?
Well, I've got no time for this. If he's going to be jaw-jacking, so I just sort of wildly claw behind me, push him away, and then go for my silver bullet move, which is kind of like a spear, but rather than like shoulder tackling, it's just my fangs. I just like dive into him with my mouth open.
You're going after Handsome Crab?
Yep, Handsome Crab. I'm going for his face.
I'm going for his face. That's a real roll then.
Stop doing that. Oh, bollocks. That's 1. It's an unnatural. Yeah, it's a 1.
Hey, that's chitin, he says. And then immediately maneuvers himself around. Chitin is the substance that crustaceans' exoskeleton is made out of.
It's good that you have to explain it.
Well, I saw confused looks on faces, and I feel that we need to add some kind of educational elements to these silly games. That was the pun I was the proudest of, and you guys no-sold it like New Japan. Okay. He manages to maneuver his way out of your spear and starts to, basically, as you launch over the top of him, he manages to grab you by the thighs, fold you up, and starts to place you over the back of his shoulders for his signature move, the Muscle Buster. Mm-hmm. Reaches his arms up and then goes basically to bring you down against the ground. What are you doing?
So I'm still up on his shoulders at this point. So my head is kind of by his head. I try and just swipe across his face, his beautiful, handsome face with my claws. Go for what he prides the most.
That is a real roll.
6.
You do have your rerolls if you want to try again.
Okay, a reroll. My rerolls are Babyface standing up for my best friend Ranger Zone. Well, in this case, it would be Rick Thunder. So I'm standing up for my best friend because I need him back, and I can't get him back while I'm in this rage-fueled danger bone state.
Okay, cool.
So reroll. Yes, that's a 9.
Your claws claw across the beautiful face of the crustacean Adonis, Handsome Crab, and he drops to his knees in pain and despair, dropping you entirely, and starts crawling towards the nearest mirror. My face, my beautiful face. What are you doing?
I grab one of his pincers and I drive it into Snapmare's neck.
Oh, okay. That's another real roll. You're using a weapon, essentially.
5. Need to use some power stuff.
Unfortunately, Snapmare is too fast, and seeing Handsome Crab is taken out of the action, Dr. Yif quickly runs to the final enclosure, pulls on another bolt, and releases the Apes of Wrath, who immediately start swarming around you, beating their chests and hollering.
Can I appeal in animal noises to the animal parts of all these other people?
Yes, you absolutely can.
Okay. So, and that to the crab, to the horse, to the apes is, look, this guy's taking us for a ride here. We need to uprise against him and get some our own lives. We don't need to live under this person. Let's turn against him all now.
Okay, that's a look roll for sure.
That's how Danger Bone operates.
Come on.
0.
He's a pack animal.
Reasonable.
An 8, did you say?
Yes, an 8.
Yes.
Nice. Let's just hear a few more words from you. As they start to circle around you, the Apes of Wrath stop in their tracks and prick up an ear to listen to your entreaty. Snapmare also, her horse ears prick up tall and firm to hear what you have to say. Handsome Crab starts to wipe some blood away from his face, and a look of realization crosses his beautiful eyes. And they all turn with a look of malice towards Dr. Yif. No, my babies. Oh, no. There's no need to get hasty. I protected you. I gave you somewhere. I gave you shelter. I gave you food. I gave you somewhere to live. I'm your daddy. And they just swarm around him. He is pinned down by the Apes of Wrath, kicked firm in the nuts by another mule kick from Snapmare. And his fingers are snipped off by the claws of Handsome Crab. And then they all part, leaving the bleeding, begging body of Dr. Yif for you to finish. Danger Bone.
Danger Bone. Because Danger Bone and Danger Zone and Ranger Zone and all the different carnations of Danger Zone are more like the Grommet to Rick Thunder's Headstrong Wallace. The fury has passed now. So that was that moment of stopping and appealing to the better sides of everyone. That means that rage is gone. He's not just going to mindlessly kill someone. So he just looks at Dr. Whiff.
Dr. Yif.
Dr. Yif. Dr. Yif. And just shakes his werewolf head and walks off.
As he walks off, shaking his werewolf head, a calm, a grommet level of calm passing over the individual who has always been the practical mind of this partnership. The clouds above Cruel Britannia Wrestling start to darken and pass over the bright, shining full moon. And as they do, and its beams are filtered and blocked through this encroaching storm, the fur on Danger Bone's body retracts, the teeth and claws become shorter, the posture straightens, and now standing pretty much stark naked in the middle of the pit is Rick Thunder, aeronautics expert.
Whoa, okay. Well, that was quite something. He turns round and he runs back over to Dr. Yif and kicks him in the head. Because he's like, how dare you do that to me, asshole.
Okay, cool. He's prone. You don't need to roll for that. You're kicking a man while he's down. It's one of the easiest things to do in the world. As you kick his head, it just rolls off his body and into the back wall. As you can see, a claw-like incision has been made across the neck. And the animals have finished off Dr. Yif once and for all. The last thing you see is the ape-like frames of the Apes of Wrath as they clamber up over the balcony and make their way out into the city, finally free. You're the only living person left now here as the audience scream and clear until a stagehand makes their way down the ramp and walks up to you. That's one of the most impressive displays of self-control I've ever seen in the blood sport that this pit has become a home to. Management would like to speak to you.
Can you help me with some science?
Oh, yes. Management has some very advanced techniques, which I think will be extremely useful for whatever you need. Come. And he leads you back up the ramp. We now cut to a hallway in a very fancy townhouse in Chiswick. There is a click at the door, and in walks a happy, prim, proper, delighted, slightly green-stained Demonique Decomposé, greeted by her faithful manservant, Paranorman. You rang, madam.
Yes. Great. I did. I wanted to find out when dinner was ready.
Oh, dinner will be ready, as always, whenever you want it, because you're the boss. And he nods his head. Can you please describe the house that Paranorman now leads you through?
Really, really ornate and stunning. Everything is immaculate. Everything is in its perfect place. The hallway is dark wood beams and a beautiful ceiling painted with cherubs and angels and all kinds. Along on the tables is a really lovely, expensive bric-a-brac. You can't call expensive shit bric-a-brac, can you? And stuff. And there's a beautiful, gorgeous imported runner on the floors. It's stunning. It's from somewhere beautiful and it's incredible. And as you pass each individual room, they are immaculately decorated. One is completely pink and designed around the concept of a rose. The other one is beautifully designed around a safari set. And the stairs, there's actually 3 lots of stairs next to each other because I don't like to use the same stairs I use in the morning as I do in the night. I like to use the middle ones when I'm feeling extra fancy.
Okay, Paranorman leads you through this opulent palace of luxury to the large dining room and pulls out a chair for you at one end of a very long table. At the other end of the table, unseen behind the newspaper, where he always sits and reads at the start of each meal, is your husband, wax magnet Derek Edmund Alexander de Composé. He makes no sound or no acknowledgement.
Hi, Derek. How are you?
Reading, darling.
Yes, but how are you?
He lowers his paper till you can just make out his dark eyes over the top of the sheet. Reading, darling. And he shakes the paper kind of frustratedly and puts it back up again.
I start pouring a cup of tea, and the Adams are coming over this evening for that new dessert that we decided to try, dear. How do you feel about that?
Oh, no, yes. Well, whatever you like, darling. Whatever you like.
Okay, great. Oh, lovely. It's so nice. I shot your mother in the head.
Oh, very good. Very good.
Yeah. Asshole. Just start pulling out a Ouija board from under the table and just stroking it.
Okay. As soon as you touch that Ouija board, the planchette starts to quiver.
It shoots over to a K.
It shoots over as soon as you touch it to an F.
Damn it. You're choosing. F. Cool.
And then to a U, to a T, to a U, to an R, and to an E. Then there's a shake and then back to an F, U, T, U, R, E. Back to F, U, T, U, R, E. F, U, T, U, R, E. Over and over and over again until the planchette flies off the top of the Ouija board and ping, just sticks into one of your plastered walls.
Oh. Future?
The board itself.
Future?
The board now starts to contort slightly. Certain letters and words now, I guess, start bleeding into each other, almost burning out of place, until only 2 remain in very stark contrast. The letter R and the letter S. There is
R and S. Oh,
there is a screech in your ears from that demonic voice that you called out to so long ago.
oh, lovely.
And something whispers to you. We have a job for you. We find ourselves back once again in the Cruel Britannia Wrestling Arena. The voice of the announcer rings out across the pit, making his way to the ring, hailing from the Tower of London, the Raven.
Door flies open and a procession of beefeaters walk out into the auditorium, and they start to hand out newspaper clippings and other bits of information, all trying to track down the Raven. Newspaper clippings say, "Killer escapes the tower. Neville Moore cuts way through wall, pecks hole in wall, hidden behind poster of Queen Victoria." And then it goes, "Murder of crows sweeps London." Another headline says, "Something fishy going on in Hampstead. Local lady Reef Minnow found tangled in fishing line in swimming pool." Cut to another one. "Murder at Mudshoot. Party boy Toffrey Bullingdon found gored on ornamental horn. Eye missing. Have you seen it?" Another one. "Trick shot tragedy. Farmer's daughter Jane Virgo, known locally for colourful waistcoats, pushed from balcony. Hits every balcony on the way down." And the final one is anaphylactic shocker. Local mystic Mistress Winkle force-fed shellfish until allergic reaction claims life. And as this is going on, the crowd are saying they've seen the Raven earlier, and these birds begin to descend on the ring, and they begin to chase the beefeaters out, pecking and cawing, snatching their hats away, and sort of this flurry of activity. And through the center of it, calm as anything, walks the Raven to the ring, brandishing his knife in his hand.
Making his way to the ring, hailing from Scarborough, the Invisible Man Helsing.
Fog fills the pit. Slices of light from above cut through, and you can see something moving. The fog undulating like waves until it sort of reaches its peak of how thick it is, and then it just dissipates to see the Invisible Man, fully clothed, standing stock still in the middle of the pit.
Ding, 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 ding. What are you both trying to do first?
The figure in bandages doesn't move.
I'm going to rush forward and attempt to stab him.
That'll be a real roll in that case.
12. Not natural.
12.
Dirty 12.
Okay, on that 12, the knife immediately sinks straight into the body of the Invisible Man Helsing.
What if I told you that there was no one inside those clothes?
Okay, so you're going to need to roll something to pull that off. So I say make a look roll to see if this has been successful or a blunder.
If I'm accidentally in my own clothes. This didn't work. All right, come on, look. Thank the living Jesus. 8.
So that's an 8, which is a regular success, against a 12, which is a hard success. So I'm afraid you're opening.
Am I in
gambit.
my clothes or not?
You are unfortunately in your clothes. You lost
Fucking
that roll.
hell!
You lost that roll.
I've been stabbed then, I guess.
Yeah, you have.
Hey, up! Fuck me! I didn't expect this.
So, if your intention was to basically put a fake bunch of clothes out and you be elsewhere, then the fake Invisible Man Helsing must be where you hoped the real Invisible Man Helsing is. So, where is that?
Somewhere else in the fog, I guess. I don't. Yeah, it's a real mindfuck. But
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm afraid you lost that contested roll.
I understand.
That ploy did not work.
Fine.
So what are you doing?
Well, bleeding for once. So I realised, okay, that didn't work. I look up at it and say, excuse me, oh, blood. I'm gonna have to get out of these wet clothes. And I go for my finishing move. You can't see me. I've been hurt more than I ever have. So this time I'm really gonna have to go invisible as sort of the Avengers movie music sort of rises to a crescendo. Do, 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 do. Oh, that's tight. Do, 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 do. Ah! Hang on. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Come on. There we go. Invisible.
Okay. The Raven, you now find yourself looking across at a naked man dancing around, everything on show.
My ball's in your court, son.
I'm going to stab him again.
Okay. We're going to have a contested real roll for your stab against the Invisible Man Helsing's look roll to see if anything can come from this striptease to help you get out of this predicament.
Oh no! Excuse me, I've dropped one of me dice. There we go. Oh, I've dropped it again. Right.
I think you named it.
8.
That's an 8 against a
7.
7.
Huzzah!
Okay, Adam, please tell us how your sudden nudity helps you somehow dodge that swift knife strike.
He tries to stab. I jump and pivot in midair and clasp the knife between my taut, firm buttocks, and I twist it out of his hand.
Because it is naked buttocks related, I think the look roll stands. So yes, you have successfully disarmed the Raven. Raven, how are you responding?
I'm going to... The Raven is thrown for a second. Time for some shock and caw. I'm going to hit a move called Crow's Feet, and it's a claymore.
Go for it.
Oh, that was wonderful.
What was the roll on?
For Crow's Feet,
I mean,
because of that great... I'll let you use look, because shock and awe was a really good pun.
8.
8. That'll do it. Take us through that move.
It's a run-in as he sort of turns back around from being butt naked. I see this sort of fling of ding dong go across my vision, and I see red, and I rush forward, flying through the air. Big old leg slap for good measure as my feet just clasp into his face.
The moment those feet connect with the face of the Invisible Man Helsing, again, there is a sudden sharp screech in your brain, and for the briefest moment, you find yourself standing on a longship, the sea lapping at the side of the boat, a stormy wind billowing the sails as the heavy feet of your body, which seems to be that of a heavy-set Nordic warrior, connects with that of a pleading Englishman down below, and then a second later you snap back into the present day again. Invisible Man Helsing, how are you responding?
Well, I'm first of all, I'm shocked that he could see me enough to hit me. I assume you could see like a slight little bit of blood from my wound. So I am going to pull out a derringer from nowhere, and I'm going to attempt a shot to the mask, the split mask.
Go for it. That's going to be a real roll.
Ooh, that's a 11.
That's 11. That'll do it. Yeah. Is there anything special about your derringer?
It's warm.
Let's say that the chambers are already preheated for a very quick shot. The bullet shoots out of your gun, hits the bang on the hairline fractures that are spread across the raven's mask, and the mask shatters, revealing the raven's face beneath.
What?
Oh my gosh. It's Kane.
It's one of the Road Warriors. Raven, what are you doing?
You were in here with a monster. How easy it is to make a monster of a man. You put a mask on, you call him a name. I am a man. I am nevermore, and I will finish my great works. And I'm going to, I just scream, "Fuck you!" And the ravens begin to descend from the ceiling, and I'm going to have them peck at his junk.
Okay, so that's a lot of ravens focused on a very specific area. Look roll, please, Laurie. Look roll.
I want to re-roll. It was a 3, so I want to re-roll. I think this is the crucial moment in which I'm trying to fulfill the prophecy, which is my gimmick re-roll. The whole thing that my character's about is attempting to fulfill this prophecy, and I feel it's slipping through my fingers as my mask is broken. Part of my character, part of the thing that I sort of can hide behind to manifest the raven has broken, and I now need more than ever to be part of a flock.
Then make that re-roll.
You fucking behave. Oh, that's so good.
Oh.
Bye, penis.
Oh, not my penis.
It's going to peck at the pecker.
Woody Peckpacker.
At your command, a unkindness of ravens gather around you, swooping higher and higher into an enormous cloud of squawks and feathers, and then converge on the exposed form of Invisible Man Helsing. To begin with, your entire form, Helsing, is surrounded and swarmed by this whirlpool of ravens, but soon they start to leave your face alone, they start to leave your arms alone, your legs, your torso, and focus very clearly and precariously on one area, your junk. And like putting your hand in a tank of piranhas, in a mere matter of moments, their buzzing beaks shred you from the man you are right now into a castrated eunuch. So much blood pours from your groin that at the very least that is a -1 penalty to look, but at the very most that is the end of you unless you can do something about it.
I would like to channel everything I've learned about monster hunting from my mother, Jan Helsing, from my grandmother, Gran Helsing, from my father, Dan Helsing. I would like to channel everything I've known about monsters, spirituality, the arcana. I would like one ditch Hail Mary, a shot to actually turn invisible.
On this Hail Mary, I feel like this has to be like a critical success or nothing here. If you roll a crit 12, then yes, you will actually turn invisible.
Okay, so that's a 5.
That's 5.
I would like to re-roll, please.
You may re-roll.
My iconoclast re-roll is taking down a legend. So I guess actually no, I'm more doing this to save myself. But so I'll use my face re-roll, standing up for what I believe in. What I believe in is a world without monsters. So I will try again. Come on. Okay, I got one of them. I'm going to do my last re-roll. Please don't let me die with a horrible disfigured penis. Oh fucking hell!
What?
No. Oh!
I appeal to the judges. I appeal to the kind heart of the judges.
Your appeal has been denied.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It was a natural 12 or nothing, I'm afraid, for the briefest moment as you lay there on the sand, bleeding out, as the raven stands over you, watching a torrent of blood pour out of the place where your junk once was. It looks like maybe, just maybe, your body might be fading out of sight. But as you cough up blood now from the back of your throat, and as your mind grows thick and hazy, it's not your body that is fading from sight. It is your soul that is fading from life. What are your last words, Invisible Man Helsing?
What does a man with a shredded dick say? Bury me in a closed fucking coffin.
And then you are gone. Raven.
I'm going to put my pants back on.
As you stand over the bleeding corpse of Invisible Man Helsing, blood gushing from one place very specifically, and you see the life leave his body. For a moment, you find yourself standing over a metallic floor, looking out the windows at stars in the sky, stars and celestial bodies you've never seen before. The thing you are standing over isn't even a man. It is some kind of other anthropomorphic species. You look down at yourself and you seem to be wearing some reflective material and some very peculiar costume of some kind you would recognize from the more science fictional penny dreadfuls that circulate around London. And then you are back in the arena. You look up at the sky and every constellation of the zodiac glimmers into brightness above you as the ravens swarm around your body and soar up into the sky.
See is complete. Quoth this raven, nevermore.
I cannot believe I didn't get that when you first told me his name. Fuck. And nothing.
Told me. He said, kill the 12, and you will ascend. Where is heaven? Was this all for nothing? This path of blood, bits of penis.
You look down at the puddle of groin blood, and reflected back up at you in its shiny scarlet surface is the face of a man. A man with a bunch of feathers stuck on his shoulders and some paint on his face. All you really see are some dirty blackbirds pecking at a corpse, picking at an eye here, an eyeball there, nibbling away a bit of exposed gunk, and then fluttering away into the night, leaving you standing alone in front of nothing more than some dead meat. Your winner, the avian assassin, the Raven. The sound of a manual siren starts to ring through the London night.
I just fall to my knees in the blood and use some of it to wash the paint off my face. And I wait for my fate.
We now find ourselves at a luxurious townhouse in one of the wealthier parts of Grapplington. The sun has gone down, the moon is high in the sky, it is nighttime, and a man waits with a plate of cheese and a snifter of a nightcap, dressed for bed. Worth it.
What a plunging neckline you've got there, Luke.
Thank you. It is bedwear.
Editor of the Wrestling Onlooker, Robert Scrood, waits in his comfy chair by his bed, thinking over the events of the day. The voice of his old tag team partner, Jacob Markley, rings in his ears. You can't change the past, Bobby. The booming Scottish resonance of his old rival, Pinhart Stone Gold, rings in his mind. The present is always changing. If you want to live in it, you gotta be prepared to change too. As the wind howls outside and the rain beats against his windows and the lightning crackles through the window panes, Robert Scrood receives one last visitor.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you. You just look so comfortable there. Hello. I'm so sorry. I snuck right in. I'm light as a feather, my husband says. How are you?
Who the devil are you?
Everyone calls me Dominique, but you can call me the ghostess with the mostess. So
You're
I'm
from
here
the wrestling. I saw
yes.
You the one who couldn't work, didn't know ring psychology.
What? I think
You heard.
Okay. I think you mean won the match, but fine. So I just popped over because I've got a little present for you. I can
don't want
hear
your
them.
gifts.
Yes, you do.
I don't want your gifts. I just want some sleep.
He's annoying me. Can I possess him?
You absolutely can. Make a
Thank
look
you.
roll.
I'm getting inside you. Look.
Crikey.
So that's 7.
7. Boom. Like in an instant, the figure in front of you dissipates into ether and you find your body filled with this cold chill, right down to the bone pain. Your vision disappears instantly. And then when it returns, you find yourself standing in the pit in the center of the CBW arena, looking up at a empty auditorium. No one on the lower levels, no one on the middle levels, no one on the upper levels. A thick fog rolls across the ground. Clouds gather in the sky, and punctuated around the pit in numerous places, you can just about make out, peeking out through the fog, are a series of gravestones. There is as the ether energy of Demonique leaves your body and materializes once again in front of you.
Where am I? Where have you brought me?
What you see me standing in front of you, but you also see me with a cage next to me. It's a lovely cage with a me, but covered in green stick. Okay? So they're just growling away, like that sort of thing. Now, as you can see, I see you assume, where are we, dear? Tell me where you are. Let's use questions and teaching. Let's use questions.
That's what I just asked. Where are we?
Brilliant. You're not the sharpest ghoul in the shed, are you? Anyway, so the important thing is that we see the wonderful world we see the wonderful world of wrestling, but as you can see, it's slowly dying. And why do you think that is?
Because no one knows how to work. These kids don't know how to work anymore. It's all moves and high spots and deadly dives.
Right, we're going to try that again. And as I'm saying this, I'm just moving towards the cage and I just start fiddling with the lock and start like implying that I'm opening it, and the creature's getting more aggressive and more, me. And so it's like, no, we're going to try again. Why is the world of wrestling changing and dying?
You're right. It is dying because people don't understand, people don't respect the standards and traditions of proper grappling, proper graps.
Just start pulling the lock open just a little bit more, and the creature's like claws are just coming out from the side.
Creatures like that have ruined wrestling. That's why wrestling isn't good anymore. That's why I have to write my newsletter to tell people that it is bad.
Just gonna open the cage.
As you open the cage, a huge ethereal voice booms out across the arena. The following contest is scheduled for 1 fall. Ding, 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 ding.
Just gonna launch at him, full claws, everything, going straight for the face and just shouting, you.
That's going to be a real roll. What are you doing in response, Robert?
Do cowering in fear. I don't believe this is a real thing.
It's 3. I want to reroll.
Go for it. So
Um,
you know what you need to do to reroll.
I'm just gonna yank off a finger, throw it off.
Cool. And
Okay.
that reroll needs to be on real. Your real is now -3. The way we've adapted this is basically every time that Lo wants to reroll, she needs to sacrifice part of herself. And in doing so, she can reroll as many times as she wants. But every time she does, the real stat decreases by 1. And after the first sacrifice, every subsequent roll has to be made on real.
Oh, God.
Crikey.
It's the most low thing ever.
Yeah.
I know, isn't it the best? Reroll. Holy shit!
Screwed.
Oh wait, do I have to -2? But it's a critical success.
Not a critical success. No,
Thanks.
that counts for anything. Screwed, your only chance is a critical success on this. If you're just trying to ignore it, I'm going to say roll on your look to see if you can will it out of existence.
Yep. Roll and look. So that's a 0. 6.
Okay, yeah, the figure of Demonique lunges at you, this beastly form, and just starts tearing and slashing at your body. It is very real pain. It hurts. It bleeds. It's agony. What are you doing?
I'm going to try and slip underneath and almost and lock in when love is bound, which is an excellent Muppets reference, to sneak behind and lock in a sleeper hold.
Go for it. That's going to be, for a sleeper hold, I would say work.
Damn right it is. Boom, that'll be 10.
Okay, so you're able to maneuver your arms around the throat of this sort of hissing, slashing, vomiting beast. And as you tug against its throat and get your arm around that nerve, the fight starts to go out of it. What are you doing, Demonique?
If the fight's going out of me, I'm going to use the one thing that I do know I have, which is sick. So I'm just going to bring up every bit of I have in my body and just dribble it out of my mouth and then just seep it into the arm, and hopefully the acidity will just burn through the skin.
I'm not really getting the image, Lo. So oh, like that.
Okay. So you've got to roll on real for that, man.
Not look.
Once you make your first reroll, it is all.
It's always on that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. So it's -2. 8.
8, just about. Yeah, you lubricate your neck with your own supernatural sick and slip out from the grip of Robert Scrooge. Scrooge, what are you doing?
I'm going to try and double leg her to the floor so I can then lock in the 12 days of Ouchmas.
Okay. I think that's a work roll as well.
That'll be, so +1 is 8.
That'll do it. Take us into the 12 days of Ouchmas.
So yeah, so a double leg it down, flick the legs over, lock in the figure 4, the 12 days of Ouchmas, and just start screaming about how wrestling is real and this is real wrestling. I will beat you with real wrestling.
So one of the things you noticed, Screwed, is as your body got lacerated and as the sick emanated later from Demonique's mouth, spectral audience started to appear in different parts of the auditorium around you and started to cheer. And then as you lock in the 12 days of Ouchmas, an excellent technique, by the way, more spectral fans appear in another part of this arena and start to cheer as well. What are you doing, Demonique?
I am just going to call demony like, I don't really know how to describe it, but you know when they fall on scatter across the floor, and then as I'm doing it, I'm tilting my neck, so my neck and my head is facing up to the ceiling, but I'm crawling on all fours, just and run round him super fast, bringing up dust and chalk into a lovely little cloud. I'm moving faster and faster, and the cloud is getting bigger, and then I just want to go for the back of their legs, teeth first. Let's rip out some kind of tendon or something.
That's going to be a real roll.
There's always going to be a real roll. Come on, do something horrendous. So that's -2. So that's 9.
That's 9. That'll do it.
Yes. Nice.
Yeah, the cloud whips up in this spectral sandstorm, and you sink every sharp part of your body into the back of Robert Scrooge's legs. Causing him to drop his knees. More spectral audience appear as you do this and cheer and cheer and cheer and holler and whoop. Start holding up hand-painted spectral signs. Scrooge, what are you doing?
I'm going to go for another signature move, which is a package power driver. So it's very technical because you have to sort of lock them all in place. The screwed driver, and to try and lay her out.
Is that very technical? Basically, you trying to get me to tell you to roll and work.
It is. It's very. Not everyone could do this.
I'm going to make
Dread
this
of creative.
Lifting someone up feels like it's a bit of a power move. I'm going to have power on this pile driver for you, man. But nice hustle.
Thanks. That's 5. I'll use one of my re-rolls for that because I am honoring tradition by winning this match with real wrestling. That's gone way better. That'll be 11. 6 and a 5.
Nice. Yeah, you managed to arrange yourself into this pile driver, lift up the body of Dominique, and then slam her headfirst against the sand. More audience appear from behind you, cheering and hollering. Starts shouting, "This is wrestling. This is wrestling," as it happens. This is wrestling. What are you doing, Dominique?
I'm on the floor. I would like to just get up and try and stand up in front of them and just say, in my best demon voice, wait, I'm just going to sound like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. We both can exist. Which is not useful to anyone. We both can exist, is what I'm saying. You're killing. There's no need for this. You could just let us both exist. You annoying little prick.
What on earth could you possibly mean? We could both exist.
Poshmeek wanders into the area just for talking's sake. Because if you keep telling the world that this type of wrestling is shit, and if you keep critiquing it, then the people are going to stop coming, and then people are going to stop paying for it, and then you're going to start killing wrestling. So stop being such an ignorant little shit. I'm going to go for the Goopplex.
What is the Goopplex?
It's just a suplex, but covered in vomit.
Would you say it's your finisher?
Yes.
Okay, then go for it, man. Roll 2d6.
Vomit covered suplex.
Just a straight 2d6.
2d6.
It's just a 5.
Just a 5. That's a failure, I'm afraid.
Can I still re-roll?
You can, but then you have to add your penalty, so that'll now be a -4. Is that right on real?
No, it'll be a -3
minus
now.
3.
I've only sacrificed the finger.
Cool, yeah. So make a reroll on -3.
Hail Mary.
Okay. Come on.
Demonique sacrificing.
So -3 is a 7.
Just about. Take us through that Goopplex.
Honestly, it's everything you want from a suplex, everything apart from while I'm doing it, it's just projectile vomit out of me like a sexy fountain.
And as these vomiting fireworks erupt in little explosions of stomach acid above the arena, Robert Scrood is suplexed hard onto the concrete. And as you go in for the pin, the spectral voice counts 1, and more fans appear in the audience cheering. 2, more fans appear, and now everyone from all over this now flooded arena of spectral ghosts is chanting, "This is wrestling. This is wrestling. This is wrestling." 3, your winner. Professional wrestling. And the ghosts lose their shit. And you are left on your back, looking up at the sky, hearing the sounds of these applauding specters.
You beat me with a wrestling move.
Shit, yeah.
A move that I have taken many of in my time, but none quite so good as that. Am I wrong? Am I wrong about your lot? Am I wrong about your blood, your guts, and your mud show wrestling? Is it really so bad? You use wrestling moves, and this crowd, be it spectre, did seem to enjoy it.
There is a massive gush of ethereal smoke, and then, quick as a flash, you find yourself sitting once again back in your armchair in your room. Almost like a snorting sound comes to you as you seemingly wake up. A bit of old cheese on your bedside table, like a half-drunk dram of whiskey. The sun peels in through the windows, and there are people clamoring and running around on the streets below.
I would like to run to my window and open up.
Yes.
You there, young urchin! What day is it?
Why, sir, it's wrestling day.
It's wrestling day. I didn't miss it. The ghost did it all in one night. They said they would. I need to get ready. I need to find the best wrestling that I possibly can. Get my finest notebook, my finest quill. Go down there and enjoy the show.
And as the sun rises on a new day for Robert Scrood, the sun also rises. Okay, thanks, Luke. The sun also rises on the offices of management within Cruel Britannia Wrestling itself. A well-dressed, well-tanned-out, waist-coated stagehand leads a now slightly clothed Richard Thunder up towards a lavish desk in a well-decorated office where the top-hatted, three-pieced suit, immaculate figure of the high-cheekboned, well-bred Quincy Cavendish, management here at Cruel Britannia Wrestling, is waiting for you. I must say, what a delightful display of ferocity and combat. Now, I understand that you have a problem you need some help with, and after everything you've done to entertain the public, I believe we can help you.
About time.
Yes.
About time.
You're not quite yourself, Richard. You're more than yourself, aren't you? If you come with me, well, I know how to make you yourself again. Come. And he gestures you to a door at the back of his office.
I follow and go to the door.
He leads you down into a large, sort of open backstage enclosure. The wonders of our advanced science will set you to rights. Sit, please.
Finally, some science.
A figure in a lab coat walks up next to you.
This is the science guy right here.
Richard, are you sure you want to be separated from Danger Bone permanently?
Well, we'll always be together. We're best friends. We won't be in the same vessel, but we'll still be buds.
So, to answer my question, yes.
Yes.
You see beneath the white coat is a immaculate two-piece green suit, and you find yourself looking up at the high cheekboned, well-bred face of a man leaning on a staff with a question mark on the top of it. Well, yes, it is then. And he thrusts his hand deep into your chest. You start to see purple plasmid energy flow out of your body, flow up into the hand of this figure, up his arm, up his shoulders, until his entire body is now convulsing in plasmid energy. Yes. How does it feel, Richard? How does it feel to be free of this burden? How did you get here, Richard? How will you leave, Richard? Questions. And with one final shimmer, the last bit of energy leaves your body, and you see the feral wolf-like form of Danger Bone sucked from your form, then stagger onto its knees on the ground, weary. More energy now flows from the separated Danger Bone up into the body of this man leaning on his question mark staff. The wolf looks up at you with puppy's eyes, and then quickly takes the form of a ghost grey Pontiac Trans Am, smoke steaming from its engine, then once again takes the form of a large bipedal robot, its red eyes glimmering and fading, then another, the form of a horse who whinnies a pitiful at you. And then lastly, the area erupts as the full form of a Tomcat fighter jet rests in front of you. Little blobs of time ether sparking from its engines. The little red light in its cockpit that is the intelligence of Danger Zone fixed on you. Rick Thunder. Best friend. And the last bit of life leaves Danger Zone's body.
Oh, what?
Will we meet again, Rick Thunder? That is the question. And the question collector disappears in a burst of purple energy.
My God.
And that's it for this time on CBW. We'll see you next time.
That's it for No Rolls Barred this month. It's all coming to a head. Next month is going to be the season finale for our one-shot, because hopefully after that we're going to be able to shoot season 2. How will Rick Thunder react to the death of Danger Zone? Find out in September. We'll see you then. Jam that jam. Oh, and also become a patron like these legends scrolling along the bottom of the screen. You'll get that September one-shot 48 hours before anyone else, and there's also lots of other goodies in there as well. So we'll see you next month. Jam that jam. Rest in peace, Danger Zone.